Hello, dear students. Today we are going to study chapter number 9 of your book Footprints Without Feet. The name of the chapter is Bholi, written by K.A. Abbas. Let's read about the author first. Khwaja Ahmad Abbas was born on 7 June 1914 in Panipat, Haryana, Punjab in British India. He was a famous film director, screenwriter, novelist, journalist, columnist in the Urdu, Hindi and English languages. His famous books are Tomorrow is Ours, a novel of the India of today, Defeat for Death, a story without names, Let India Fight for Freedom, Rice and Other Stories, etc. He won 4 National Film Awards in India, and internationally his films won the Grand Prize at the Cannes Film Festival and the Crystal Globe at the Karlovy Vary International Film Festival. Unfortunately, he breathed his last on June 1, 1987 at the age of 72 in Bombay, India. So after reading the chapter, you should be able to recall the key events of the story. You should be able to know the importance of emotional security and family support for children. You should realize the importance of education in an individual's life. You should be able to explain the main details of the story in the right sequence. You should be able to apply the lessons learnt from the story, like dowry is a social abuse, any disabled should not be made fun of. So you should be able to apply such lessons from the story in your real life. Then you should be able to write the character sketch of the main characters of the story. So the story is about the complicated Indian societies that are partial towards their daughters or girls. Those who do not give equal importance to their daughters. The story also talks about the ill treatment meted out to the differently abled children by the society. Then Bholi, the main character of the story, she is a simple village girl. She becomes a victim, a sufferer of the orthodox thinking, the narrow-minded thinking of her family, but a courageous opposition, a courageous protest by her in the end of the story assures a ray of hope for all of us. Let's see the characters of the story. First of all, Bholi. She is the central figure of the story. She is the protagonist. Her real name is Sulekha, and she is Nambardar Ramlal's youngest daughter. Then Ramlal, the Nambardar, he is Bholi's father. He is a middle-aged man, a prosperous farmer, father of 7 children, who has a narrow mindset. For him, daughters are born for marriage only. Then comes Bholi's mother. Bholi's mother is a typical conservative mother who also has a narrow mindset. She does not take proper care of Bholi. Then Bholi's school teacher, she is a patient, loving, caring and considerate teacher, and she educates Bholi and encourages her for everything. Then finally Bishambarnath, Bholi's prospective husband, who is a greedy man and a dowry seeker. Bholi's first few years, that means Bholi's childhood, she was born as a fair and pretty child, and she was the 4th daughter of Nambardar Ramlal. She was the youngest child in the family amongst 3 sons and 4 daughters. All of her siblings were strong and healthy. Unfortunately, one day Bholi falls off the cot at the age of 10 months, when she was 10 months old, and a part of her brain gets damaged, and as a result she comes to be known as Bholi, but her real name at birth was Sulekha. Why she comes to be known as Bholi? Because there was some damage in her brain. Then She gets an attack of smallpox at the age of 2 that leaves her face disfigured with deep black pockmarks. Pockmarks are the spots on the face caused due to the smallpox. So basically, because of all these, she was called Bholi, because her intelligence was quite less because of that brain injury. Then she learns to speak at the age of 5, but she stammers. She cannot speak properly. And other children makes fun of her while she talks, so she speaks less. Then her parents worry. Sending the daughters to the school is not considered right in the village. So the boys are sent to schools and then colleges for their education, but girls are generally married off in the village. This is the general belief of the people there. So Bholi's eldest sister Radha is already married, and her next elder sister Mangla is engaged. And Champa, the third daughter, is good looking. So the parents are not at all worried about her marriage. She would be easily married. But the father, the Nambardar, Ramlal, is worried about Bholi, the fourth daughter, as she neither has good looks nor she has any intelligence. That means she is not at all beautiful because she has pockmarks on her face, and her intelligence part is also not there because of the childhood injury, childhood brain injury. Then Bholi goes to school. Once what happened is the Tehsildar of the area comes to inaugurate a new primary school which was constructed for the girls in the village. So the Tehsildar requests Ramlal to set an example in the village by sending his daughters to school. But Ramlal's wife objects to it, because in those days if the girls were much educated, so it became difficult to marry them off. So Ramlal's wife objected to this thing, but Ramlal, being a Nambardar, he has to listen to the Tehsildar, so he has to do something. So finally, both mother and father decide to send only Bholi to school, as it would be difficult to marry an ugly and dumb girl like her. See the lines from the book. But Ramlal had not the courage to disobey the Tehsildar. At last his wife said, "I will tell you what to do. Send Bholi to school. As it is, there is little chance of her getting married with her ugly face and lack of sense. Let the teachers at school worry about her." So such was the mindset of Bholi's parents about her. Parents, specifically her mother. So, as per their decision, Ramlal takes Bholi by hand to school, and she feels frightened. Bholi feels really scared. She feels that she is being turned out like their cow, Lakshmi. As their cow, Lakshmi, was sold out to someone, she also felt the same way. Then on that day, she is given a bath. She is made to wear an old but clean dress of her sister, because she never got new dresses for herself. Nobody bought her new dresses. She always used to wear the old dresses of her sisters. So that day also she is made to wear an old dress of her sister. Oil is also rubbed into her dry hair, so she is dressed up for the school. And then she feels that she is being taken to a place better than home. Why does she feel that? Because she never received such kind of treatment at home otherwise. Bholi's first day at school. So when Bholi's father drops her at the school, she finds the classroom full of girls like her, and the teacher asks her to sit in a corner, and Bholi is not able to understand anything taught by the teacher. She is just looking at the walls that are decked up with colorful pictures, and she is fascinated by those pictures only. Suddenly the teacher comes near Bholi and she asks her name, and she gets scared, and out of nervousness she starts stammering. And when she starts stammering, all the girls in the class start laughing at her, and consequently Bholi starts crying. She gets more nervous, she gets more scared. So after all the children leave the class, the teacher comes back to Bholi and she calls her lovingly and asks her to tell her name again. She continuously encourages her to speak up her name, and this time Bholi is able to speak her name in a better way. She does not stammer much. The teacher asks her to come to school every day. The teacher encourages her a lot, and she gives her a book of colored pictures of animals. And the teacher also gives her a surety that she would be able to read bigger books in future. That means she would be having a better future. Then changes in Bholi's school. With the passage of time, the whole village changes into a small town. Now the village has all the facilities like a high school, a tin shed cinema hall, and a cotton ginning mill. And Bholi has also, become a young woman now. She is no more a child. A match for Bholi. One night after dinner, what happens is Bholi's parents have a conversation about a marriage proposal of Bishambarnath for Bholi. Bishambarnath is a 50-year-old rich grocer from another village who limps and is a widower. His wife is dead and has grown-up children also from his first wife. So Bholi's parents talk about his marriage proposal. Her parents agree for this proposal, though it was unsuitable for Bholi because the groom was double her age. Still her parents agree to the proposal because they believe that no one else would marry their ugly daughter. The father somewhere is however worried that Bholi might not accept the proposal, that Bholi might go against this marriage proposal, but the unconcerned mother refuses to ask Bholi about it. See the lines from the book. So what does it matter? His wife replied, 45 or 50, it is no great age for man. We are lucky that he is from another village and does not know about her pockmarks and her lack of sense. If we don't accept this proposal, she may remain unmarried all her life. So these were the views of Bholi's mother. So even they hid the truth of Bholi's pockmarks and her lack of sense from Bishambarnath. Then again she says, what will that witless one say? Witless means one who does not have intelligence. What will that witless one say? She is like a dumb cow. Her mother is saying this thing about her. The day of marriage, a procession comes to Bholi's town with great pomp and show. Bholi is dressed in red silk as a bride, and when Bishambarnath gets to see Bholi at the time of garland exchange, he stops the event right there. Why? Because he sees Bholi's pockmarks and he objects to it and he stops the marriage event. And as a compensation, he demands 5,000 rupees from Bholi's father, and he keeps a condition that if he does not get 5,000 rupees, he would not marry their daughter. He would not marry Bholi. So Ramlal requests him to take 2,000 rupees, but Bishambarnath, as he is a greedy person, he refuses to listen to him, and finally Ramlal has to place a bundle of notes at the groom's feet with tears in his eyes. Let's see the lines from the book. He placed the bundle at the bridegroom's feet. On Bishambar's greedy face appeared a triumphant smile. He had gambled and won. Give me the garland, he announced. And after getting the money, he is ready to exchange the garland with Bholi. Bholi stands up for her rights. So when Bishambar again proceeds to garland Bholi, she angrily throws away the garland, and she strictly asks her father to take back the money, and she refuses to marry the greedy coward. Now this was really a bold step by a simpleton like Bholi. Bholi, who never spoke in front of her parents, Bholi, who never spoke in front of anyone. So everyone, including her parents, is thunderstruck. Everyone is shocked. And everyone criticizes her for her defiance, for her protest. that why she is protesting. Then she silences everyone by announcing that she is no more a dumb cow. She assures her worried parents that she would serve them in her old age. She would work in her school as a teacher. In the school in which she used to read, she would work there as a teacher. She would earn herself, and she would take care of her parents herself. See the lines from the book. What a shameless girl. We all thought she was a harmless dumb cow. Bholi turned violently on the old woman. Yes, auntie, you are right. You all thought I was a dumb driven cow. That's why you wanted to hand me over to this heartless creature. But now, the dumb cow, the stammering fool, is speaking. Do you want to hear more? And now that Bholi was no more, that dumb Bholi. She was no more meek and diffident. She turned into a bold woman. And this decision of hers is strongly supported by her teacher, who is present there at the event. So this way, Bholi's education and her and the encouragement from the teacher's side helped her to become a strong woman. Let's see the ending of the story. The ending is not a regular ending, it is a dramatic ending. It is opposite to our expectations. The protagonist Bholi or Sulekha does not cry over her situation or ill fortune. Instead, she takes a bold step of refusing to marry an aged and greedy person like Bishambar. And also she decides to serve her parents throughout her life by doing a job. All thanks to her education. This was all because of her education, which is the most effective solution to curb all the societal evils. And she does not remain Bholi anymore. She becomes Sulekha. And the meaning of Sulekha is a person with a good luck. And she becomes Sulekha because she brings herself good luck by becoming an educated and a strong woman. You can notice that in the whole chapter, only the name Bholi has been used, but in the end of the chapter only, Sulekha has been used again. So this is the reason why Sulekha has been used again, because she is a strong woman by the end of the story. Theme and message. Love, sympathy and encouragement can heal and strengthen even the most depressed souls, whereas any kind of discrimination or bias can demoralize an individual. So the encouragement, the love, care and concern from the teacher strengthened Bholi, whereas the discrimination done by her parents and society demoralized her a lot before she was sent to school. Then certain evils in the Indian social system, like discrimination between sons and daughters, inhuman attitude of people towards differently abled, and the practice of dowry, need to be curbed. And these can be curbed only and only by the instrument of education. That was all about the chapter. Dear students, this is some glossary for you to refer to while reading the chapter. So, thank you and have a nice day. You have to read the chapter thoroughly.